Welcome back to RC Pilots Lounge number 117. In effect, the spot to be if you love RC. What is up? What a weekend. What a day. Let's do this. We'll do a little roll call here in a minute. Looks like about 60 of you. Nice. I've been home about an hour. It was the longest drive ever. It's not the longest drive, but it was today. Man, it was rough. It was a long drive. Really nowhere to stop in a way till you get super close and you don't want to. What is happening? Greg, RC Rolling in the house. He came down to Fall Classic. Is that jet show turbine only? Or is it just a jet show? I was under the impression it was turbine only and didn't bring anything. Where did I go? I came home. I guess I've been home 2 hours. Yeah, it was nice. We were supposed to get rained out. And it worked out. BD Tennessee P51D fan. No Fear in Him. Terry Farmer. Hangar 51. George Watts. Eric Tennant. David Snyder. Reckham Roy. Dabbin. Youngblood. David Snyder. Quinny Perks is here, my dudes. Victor RC Jet. Shadow Ops. Dad, what's up? Boss 223. George Watts. Yeah. Paul McNeil. Nice. Bravo. They were mostly turbines. It was pretty epic. I got some. Jordan, what's up? Shadow Ops. Mike Kennedy. I got some wicked footage. I filmed for... I went there to work. I went to a show without planes. So what do you think I did? Man, I filmed a lot of HSD turbines, BVM turbines, some other stuff. I don't know what it is. Just totally cool. Sean Gallagher, what up? HSD Jets USA, team pilot in the house. Good to see you again, man. Man, I tell you what. So, I got my buddies from Texas and Alabama who I've been at events with before and all that stuff with Sean Gallagher and, of course, Andy Davis. And then one of the BVM pilots is a kid who's 15, Brady Ornat, who's quite a gentleman and a really, really good pilot. He's from here, where I live. And he's, like I said, he's 15, so it wasn't that long ago. The dude was, he had a pretty good thing going with me, and so did I. His dad was buying my used planes, which used means like 2 or 3 flights on them or something. And dude, he moved up quick, and his dad and mom were super supportive, super nice people, and always had him in the right spot to just like really support him. And you have the skill already, and then parents smart enough to foster that. Super cool people. People I've seen over and over. George Watts was out with Nathaniel and Chris. Totally cool. RC Roland was there. Roach Coach stopped by with his clan. Totally cool. I was thinking on the way home from the thing, I was like, man, I was so focused on what I was there to do. I really should have bothered somebody for the sticks. Yeah, like what in the world? And once again, I've known it's true, but it's like you see it really in action, right? So my familiarity, for the most part, with the HSD jets is the electric versions. But here I am seeing the turbine versions of some of the same planes. And man, there is no better segue to get into the turbine game, if you ask me, than those HST jets, especially if you want scale looks. There's all kinds of sport jets. I mean, you look at some of the sport jets, they could have been made in the 70s or yesterday. It's almost hard to tell. I don't know Mr. T1035, but you'll find out here probably first. But those L39s were sick. They were awesome. And there were two versions. I filmed, also there was a composite Super Viper. And Jeff Jackson was also there flying for HSD. Just great time, man. And we got a load of content done. Flew a surprise that y'all will see a little later and stuff. Filmed it. Did I say flew? Filmed it. So, I will fly it. I'll have it. But, man, just awesome. Great time. And obviously, I would assume that anyone here in the room is already following the channel. Turn on notifications, all that stuff, because, man, it's a tremendous amount of work goes into capturing all this stuff and then processing through it to edit it up. So, listen, just because you watch a video doesn't mean you're shopping. You know, it's okay. Turbines aren't in the price point for everyone. I totally get it. But if you're here and you like us, check out our work. You know what I mean? Check out our work. I tell you, it is another level. And these pilots, some shows there's a lot of crashes. I saw 2 things happen that were just definitely mechanical failures. And both pilots did the right thing, followed the nose, didn't try to stretch the glide too much and come back around. They just, you know what, that kind of money, you got to just follow the nose, hold it off the best you can, and take what you get. But better than any kind of what you're going to get trying to stretch the glide, which is a snap and your wing departs flight, things like this. Yeah, right. I flew my camera, you know what I mean? Actually, after what I captured this weekend, I'd like to see myself going to events on people's tab to produce documenting the stuff that goes on. Because these guys have been doing it for years. I don't think they give a rip about video, but their potential customer base absolutely would. Man, it's some good video. The Horizon guys, man, not a lot of them, just a guy named Mike, and then Allie was there, and Pete was there for the first day. Holy, he does a lot of the camera work there, and the really sweet drone work that you see in the Horizon videos, that's Pete. He actually has a channel too, by the way. Just look up his name, Pete Holy. Let me type it in, the name. You can't click it. I mean, he's got a channel, but he's not, he's not doing much with it. But I have a feeling if y'all went over there and said hello, you get to see some wicked drone stuff make its way to the channel. Man, yeah. And man, there's a time where I remember going to a few events, mainly inside, where I felt a little intimidated by the Horizon booth, I gotta be honest. But I don't feel that way anymore. And even when the cameras are done doing what they do, these guys are having a blast. I mean, Allie doesn't quit flying all day. And these guys are super helpful. Same with the BVM guys. Rob Lynch flies everybody's stuff, so will Allie, and help them dial it in. I mean, these guys are the jam. So if you guys, if you have turbines and these, either one of these two, and there's plenty of other good pilots there too, but as far as what I know, that's who I know. And they will fix you up. I saw them dial in a bunch of guys' turbines, just like our community does. When someone's got a question, we help them out, or somebody's hooking you up on a receiver or a program. Yes, my phone works now, Michael Sherman. Goodness sakes. I'll have some felony stuff coming for you from inside the warehouse too pretty soon. Absolutely, George. Best people ever. Roach Coach won a hat. I left before I didn't participate in the raffle. I donated a little bit and got out of there. I didn't want to go. I really had done everything I needed to do by 10 o'clock this morning, but I stayed till about 2 and got a bunch of extra stuff, which I just think is going to be fantastic. And again, I'm not really shopping myself, but I tell you what, I'm going to be thinking about turbines more than I ever had before. Jeff Jackson, thanks, man. Yeah, you made it home too, it looks like. Jeff Jackson, man, he's a good guy. He was flying too for HSD Jets. And if you watch the HSD Jets USA YouTube channel, I think some or all of the turbine videos, Jeff's the pilot and the videographer on. So I urge you to check out the HSD Jets USA YouTube channel as well. It's a bit of a cooperative, you know what I mean? Noons, what's up, man? What I miss, man? Somebody unhid you, but I don't see what it is. Oh, man, the felony on Smooth is you're still driving, Jeff? Be careful. Be careful. Where are you going? I saw your license plate. You got to go to, is it Annapolis? Are you in Maryland somewhere? Dude does videography, I believe, as a profession. So, it's got some software. We use the same camera though, which is cool. Man, Victor, I'm saying, and seeing those BVMs, even if I put them, the one thing most impressive about, there's so many things impressive about the turbines, but man, the flight time. If you've been to Jet Jam where everybody's rocking it through like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, it's pretty hectic. It seemed a lot looser in a way. And these guys were just super pros at getting them started up and shut down. Yeah, Jeff. Nice, Jason. You got the granite. Did you go for the brushed one or did you go brushless? Yeah, Brian Chambers, that's right. It's like the BitGo has a special. Did it just come out, Brian? You'd think they'd make sure I knew these things. So, let me see if I missed something. Oh man, you're welcome, Jeff. Hopefully you can do some good stuff with it. Brushless. Good idea. Yeah, Jason. If you're going to spend the money, go brushless. You can always go to cell, and you can always turn the speed down, but you'll wish you had that. Totally cool. So, it's like 50% off or something on like trainer planes at BitGo Hobby, which is crazy if you want like a beginnerish plane, like a trainer plane. PilotRyanMedia.com, the link's in the description. You go there and click BitGo Hobby. I think even there's a link for BitGo Hobby in the description. I'm using the description from last week, so you're going to see the stands and everything we talked about last week. Oh, man. Lee Davidson, what's happening? Yeah. Eric Quinn, Ryan O, Jet Tech Don, in the house. Cool. About 100 dudes. What is up? I can't wait for y'all to see this stuff. I gave it a preview last night, and it is a good deal, Brian, especially if you're in the market for that stuff. Half off, that's crazy. That's crazy. Blowing them out, man. Blowing them out. Lee Davidson. Yeah, anybody shopping, do me a favor. Do the click through deal. Hashtag commission earned. Appreciate it. Why wouldn't you? That's the deal. Guys, I'm super tired. I tell you, man, it is. I want to figure out a rig to stabilize the camera better than me anchoring up. You ought to see me. It's like a fat guy doing yoga on the beach, except I'm standing at the side of a runway with all my clothes on like this. Test pilot Tim writes, Josh Weaver up in here. What is up? Nice. Warren, Race 22 up in here. Yeah, man, but if you want to get into turbines, man, I'm not just saying it, but it's the truth, which is my favorite thing. HSD Jets USA, no doubt, like the best segue into turbine flying. Sherman, I cannot wait to fly that thing. I got to build mine, but I probably fly the yellow one before I get a chance to build mine. It was a crazy week last week, and now I've got my regular flow of work plus 2 real solid days of turbine stuff to cut through. So there are some. Yeah, I wanted to try yours out. Mike had everything. You know, we tried it all, but I want a gimbal thing, but I don't know how the gimbal's gonna do this when you need it. What I want to do is hire somebody to do it who knows how to do it. But yeah, but a GoPro won't do a damn thing for these planes, Bravo. You're not going to get... Some guys use them. That's cool. That's what they have. I'm not dissing on it, but you're not zooming in on a GoPro. You know what I mean? Know Your Joe in the house. They are a great entry point, George. So yeah, Michael Sherman, I can't wait to fly that Stearman. I really can't. I mean, 209, that's sick. Yeah, any gimbal that would work with our cameras would be so big. Anyway, and then again, I don't know how you tell it to look up. You just don't. I'm actually looking more towards software at this point. Like, I can do a warp stabilize on my Premiere Pro, but it's very demanding on the system. But I would more than likely upgrade this system, which needs it, and be able to stabilize footage or the video, than I would really add any kind of clunkiness to what I've got. A shoulder rig would be nice. If it's balanced and weighted on you, you know. That's, yeah. I mean, they're cool. They're better than nothing, man. I love my GoPros, but yeah. And I'm totally getting a gimbal for my Surface stuff, by the way. Yeah, Francis. Yeah, Weaver. I was even thinking about a fluid head, you know, a nice tripod, but then we've tried a lot of things. Mike had FPV set up to like the camera, so he could see what the camera could see no matter what he was doing with the camera, so he didn't have to break his neck and all that kind of stuff. But man, it was a whole lot of horse messing around. You know, it was a lot of goofing. Nathaniel Thompson, hey, you were at the show, right? Best battery for the SU-30, man, whatever one you have. I fly, I really don't want any less than a 5,000 in it. So for me, I'm liking the 5,000 Smart Packs and above. I'm sure there are guys getting along with less, but in my experience, I don't recall ever putting more than less than a 5,000 in mine. Yeah, Weaver, that's not a bad idea. I want my stuff to be not the best because like of a competitive thing, but my best, right? Like I'm putting in the time, so I want the result to be dope. I mean, I feel my muscles. I mean, I feel what's going on, and then there's assholes in the comment section. Sorry, that say things every now and then about like, I tried to watch but I couldn't because it was. Yo, it ain't that bad. You try it. You know what I mean? You zoom in on it and try it. I mean, spec, easy. But zoom in on it and try it. Point of the matter, I want sick footage. And I know you guys, I want to give you what you want, and I prefer to give you what you want. It's a little bit easier when you can get a whole flight, or most of a flight, without ever losing it or having it look good. For the style of video I'm doing here most of the time. If I'm doing like a product video for somebody, then I can just go passes and things like that. But I still think people want to see the whole flight. The turbine flights are easily twice as long as EDFs. So I could find myself being like 3 minutes in on these guys. These guys are all over the place. There's a lot of vertical. They're good. They're doing some high energy things with some real surprising maneuvers sometimes and turns. If you weren't really on it close enough to see what was happening, you wouldn't know necessarily what to expect. That's the kind of footage that you easily are going to make, cut up kind of montages, hype reels, which is cool, and I like making those too. But the takeoff to, wheels up, wheels down, seems to be the real discerning customer's favorite video to watch. Guys who just want entertained by it, well, they want fancy. You know what I mean? Multiple, cuts. Jordan says the solo shot cameras are the right idea, but you need to work with them to help make them work better. Yeah, I've always wanted to try one of those. Thank you, P51D. And I have the gear. If I can stabilize what I'm looking at, or I end up liking my edits, I've got some videos that I shot over the weekend that are definitely going to be dedicated takeoff and landing, full flights. Hey, Jeff, or anybody who was at this show, what was that big monster that Allie had? Was that a SU-30? Or was that a MiG-29? I didn't pay that close. I was just so in awe. I didn't pay that close of attention. What was that? It was like one of the biggest ones there. Yeah, Greg Roland, is that the first time you'd seen a bunch of turbines like that? Nah, I don't think a solo shot would keep up with much either, unless it was like really, really, really slow. I think it'd be okay for like B-roll, like takeoff and landings, perhaps. Yeah, right. I do whatever it needs, Jansen. What's up, little N? Kugel is French for big mouth. Did you guys know that? Nate's alright, man. I don't care what you guys say about him. SU30, yeah. Phone boy, what's up, dude? It was so I got footage takeoff. I got a handful of great aircraft, like everything I mentioned earlier. Wheels up, wheels down flights. However, the big stuff is so much easier to film. That huge Renegade from BVM. That, would you say it had twin 160s? Yeah. In Alley's SU30. That was sick. And I got it too. Wheels up, wheels down. With Alley at the sticks, no less. Whoever sells or makes those planes, they need my video on their website. Right, link to the channel, whatever, it's cool. It needs to be linked to the channel. Or they're gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense for companies with no presence already online or YouTube presence to buy videos or content to put up, just because it's not going to get the eyeballs, which is the intended purpose. So it's like working with guys makes sense. There's a lot of I have videos on my channel that are embedded into a handful of different websites. It's totally fine. That SU-30 is a Skymaster. That's cool. Yeah, Dad, it was a little overcast down south where we were. Up here, when I drove home, it was really beautiful, but it worked out. The sun actually can be, depending on where it is, really rough. And I actually, I had a better day. The end of yesterday and today was way better for me on the camera than the beginning of yesterday. More zoomed in images, like still photos, or like kind of, on the ground B-roll, Ryan Speech. Is that what you're talking about? Because if I zoom in any more in the air, it's so easy to lose it. Yeah, 1999, go triple time. I got that big A10 on the Facebook Live, but I didn't get it on my good camera. There was a point where I couldn't hardly hold it anymore. What's up, JT83, Craig Beaven? Craig, I'll send you some pictures, dude, on that F4. I took pictures before my old phone died. Eric Quinn liking that F100 more and more. Get him from RC Jetworks. Twin 210s. And that A10, that's sick. Yeah, I'd like to try the F100. Oh, Christopher, it's totally cool. All right, we're not going to get into camera class, guys. We're not going to, please. Please. I mean, what more you want in the video, sure. But I really don't want a how to use it deal. Orchestra Nation in the house. What is going on? Stan Johnson. Orchestra Nation, new to flying, if I remember right. Yeah, coffee, dude. Every Saturday night. Otherwise, I'd be out. Nah, I don't do tea. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, so Orchestra was asking me a question earlier in a YouTube video about beginner planes. Yeah. Hey, George Watts, thanks for that super secret super chat. Airvexed in the house, what's happening? Roach Coat says it's time to find something to eat. You know, I didn't really eat much for a couple days. I'm not usually a guy who misses meals. We did have a fantastic meal last night, though. I gotta say, I take it back. Thank goodness to those people who put that together, because that probably... Jiminy Christmas. Hold on a minute. Well, lucky for the intruder that was not. There would have been bloodshed. My wife tripped over the dog. I was like, what the hell? Cody Adair, what's up, dude? Your ears must have been burned. I was talking about you a little bit today with Pete. Or yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So, what I missed? That was loud. Jeff in the house. Oh, yeah. So, wonderful hospitality from the BVM folks. And who else? It was the BVM spread. Greg Alderman, Jen, the Ornat parents, and, you know, Brady, other folks, Rob, Lynch. You know, they throw down, right? They're in campers. And they were very gracious and asking us to, you know, do dinner with them last night, which means like sick barbecue. You know what I mean? Awesome barbecue, all the fixins, the side dishes thing. I mean, just totally great hospitality. What show am I referring to, Ryan? I'm not sure. Just how I missed you, Cody. That's what we talked about. That's what we talked about. No, yeah, she's fine. She laughed because I went up there ready to rock. What'd I say? I think I said, what the hell? Killer Diller, Ken Dodson. See, I hope those videos are helpful. I do want to hear what you guys want in the videos. I just don't want some. I guess I don't want to hear how to use the camera, kind of. But what more content wise? I take it all into consideration. You know, whatever I produce, it has to produce enough that it has to be sustainable. I can't Martin Scorsese everything. Boss said he had a good day of flying till the engines flew off his wing. Yeah, Pete's a great guy, Cody. Always been very open and welcoming, and I've always had a great time with you guys. No, Dad, but I ought to. That's hilarious. Should I tell a story real quick? You got to defend your people. Defense brick. Like learning stuff. Yeah, I mean, thank you. It's a mixed bag over here. You know? It's a mixed bag. There's actually a flight lessons playlist on this channel, but we do from time to time fly, you know, what I would call very beginnerish airplanes. It's kind of, I need to make it a playlist probably. We have done a lot of stuff over here, so it's all kind of, not that it's all mixed together, but like the Pilot Ryan videos is like just everything. Planes. Then there's the RC truck playlist. Then there's like the training playlist, and then the live stream playlist. So that means that the Pilot Ryan videos playlist is just full of advanced planes to beginner planes and everything in the middle. So it's been a while. Here's the brick story. And I think I remember it, but my, stepmother at the time was home a few blocks away from where I lived. Yeah. And I think she called or something and said she thought she heard something in the house. And so there's no talking about it. So I grabbed I think I ran over there, or I grabbed a brick and ran over there. But either way, I came in with a brick ready to just go. Pack placement. Better? Okay. I thought I showed that already. But neutral pack placement, right on. Yeah, that kerosene smell really hit me over the head when I first showed up the other day. But yeah, those guys are super welcoming, I think. And Pete's always been really, really nice. Shadow Op said smashing the Orchestra Nation. I do still have the FMS Ranger 1200. Man, Cody's flying real planes, y'all. What plane you talking about, Reitza? Yeah, you know what? It was nice being down there at Rosewood when it wasn't like 100 degrees. That was pretty sick. Is that a question? So, Tennessee, see, I was under the impression you weren't going to see the reflex gyro in the FMS planes that were sold in the States. But I don't know, you know, that's just my impression. Just got the Kingfisher from FMS. Any ideas on a mod for nav lights? I always like the Skytrainer lights from FMS, and now the Dynam lights are pretty cool too. They just plug into any extra channel, or you can wire them in with whatever. Noon, she didn't miss anything, I promise. I'll race your infraction with my drag car. My felony, you'll probably win. You got that thing dialed in. E-Flight Viper, okay. You're saying wait and not get it? For why? You think they're going to come out with a new one? Boss says he's got money in his budget, burning a hole in his pocket, but everything's back ordered. What do you look at? What are you wishing you could get? I told you guys, man, if there's something you want, you got to pop, because they don't last long. Yeah, that flying field is awesome. I do got to tell you, like, within 5 minutes of being there, someone had already chewed my ass. I mean, it's... I drove there to film, like, easy. Easy. I'm surly, guys, sometimes. The BS meter's broken. Oh, ding. So, lights. Yeah, man, there's so many awesome, easy mods for lights. Even FMS has lights that are wireless. They're kind of clunky and bulky, but you can just, like, stick them almost wherever you want. Yeah, it's a super nice field. Really? This stuff's coming with gyros now. I'm surprised by that. I didn't think you'd see that in the States. Not when they're sold by the people who basically put stabilization on the map. My first plane ever was a Quan Lee P-47, 90% pre-assembled, perfect for beginner from Nitroplanes, which was a total piece of garbage. I had 3 of them. Did I see Ken? Not that I know of. Oh no. You got a new Stearman, Chris? The BitGo one or the Horizon one? Was gonna... Okay, boss, looking at P-39. Which P-39? The yellow one or the camo one? The big one or the little one? 1200 or 1100? George, what am I missing here? I have no idea. No, Cody. I was just talking to him. I was down at the Jet Show, the Fall Jet Classic. I filmed turbines for a couple days for Andy at HSD Jets USA, RC Jetworks. There was a new one there I wanted to get footage on, and then obviously film for him a bunch of his turbines, you know what I mean, the HSD turbines. I normally have a rule about trying to do product reviews or get good footage for like my style of video at a show is just a futile effort. But those things are so big. Those guys are so accomplished pilots that I was very easily able to get what's going to be really some nice video. I looked at it last night. It looks good. Nice, Ryan. Speech. Thank you. Oh, sweet noons. So yeah, let's Boss 223 camo. The 1.2, right? Unless you want to fly a brick, I recommend the 1.2 over the the little one all day long. Jansen, there's a lot of guys that won't agree with you. I mean, Free Wing Flightline's pretty nice stuff. It was a joy to work those up. Have I made my own RC plane? Nah, no. Not when there's so many that look like planes already out of the box for inexpensive. And then if I made a video on one that I made, I'd have to make a lot more. Steve A. Ryan has flown and even had a beginner. Yeah, man, check out the channel. If somebody's wanting to see a beginner fly that. Oh, absolutely, Jeff. Yeah, and that's the plan. I've got some stuff that's just like not whole flights, and some of the whole flights that are definitely going to be highlight reel montaged. And then there are some flights that are like the full ticket that I'm putting out on purpose as standalone videos of the HSD stuff and some of the BVM stuff. And I'm hoping BVM puts them on their site. The platinum fan I put in that Bayhawk is sick. But, I mean, that plane out of the box is pretty dope, though, by the way. Anyhow. Kenny loves Hobby King. Don't like little planes, says Boss. Yeah, they have their place. Out of all of the trainers I tried, what would you recommend? It's hard to know exactly where you're at. I know a lot of guys... I mean, really, the micros are pretty awesome. But you have to get it in your mind, though, to treat it like a big plane. Or when you do a bigger plane, you'll still be unprepared. But I really kind of default to the Mini Apprentice. Ready to fly deal. And then, unless you have a radio already, I think you can get it bind and fly. Mini Apprentice, regular Apprentice, and then the Aero Scout. Not a huge... The Mini Aero Scout, the little tiny one, is kind of a handful. So anybody that's doing that one, I would want to have like a veteran type experienced person with them. Metro Drones, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you very, very, very much. All you guys who have joined the channel, that's just cool. I mean, it beats the heck out of Patreon. It's worth it just to have it all in one place, even though it's about the experience. I'm not worried about whatever percentage is lost. So I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate that. And guys, click the links. I mean, that's really free also. And Amazon shopping season, all that stuff is coming up. Think about that, guys, because some of your favorite influencers have Amazon stores. Since we're on my show, let's talk about me. Bookmark mine and save it forever. And if you don't know how to bookmark it, ask your 5-year-old. Right? Yeah, the little ones fly good now with the gyros and everything. Cluckow. What is up? Yeah, good times, man. Good times. I really... Yeah, Prime Day is coming. I can't wait to fly the Carbon Cub. We built it. Bobby built it last weekend. It's been quite a week. I really hope I can fly it tomorrow. But, I mean, I've got plenty of editing to do. But, yeah, so we got the regular flow of everything. And then I got a bunch of this turbine stuff to do. But I'm really looking forward to that. Steve A says everything he wants at Horizon is out of stock. That's a bummer, man. Sergio Morales, what is going on? Names I've maybe not seen before. Welcome. Check out the rest of the channel. We're more in a live stream, I promise you. More in a live stream, I promise. Hit that bell. Turn on those notifications. What? That's a crazy price, Clickow. That's sick. Yeah, I can't wait to do the Carbon Cub. All the neat stuff coming down the pipe. Hello from San Angelo, Texas, says Papa Boozer. Nice. I like Texas. I like Dallas area. I've had a good time in Texas. I really want to go there. To film some more. Yeah, right. So, is it too early? Where's Spencer? I don't even want to say anything. So, I actually want to check it out right now on my phone. Talk about... I don't think I should yet, Jeff, because I was asking about doing some of that on the live earlier when I was with Andy, and he was like, nah. So I think it's a kind of... I would love to, but I think I'm going to wait unless somebody tells me go for it. But I'm liking that Carbon Cub because it's got landing gear. One reason I like the Timber so much is that articulated landing gear and the soft tires. There's nothing worse when you grease one in than hearing it sound like a shopping cart with a broken wheel. You know what I mean? All right, cool. So we can talk about trucks. So a while back, before I lost my... Yeah, I think that's why the Texans like me, David. Like, I've got that... I don't know about the accent, but the charm for sure, right? The southern charm, but anyhow, I like it there. I have a good time, great people, great hospitality. And everything's bigger in Texas, so, you know, feel good about myself when I go there. Anyway, so a while ago, before I lost my apps, and I still have my Instagram and stuff like that, I'm pretty fairly active on these things. Spencer Keith, no, thank you. So I'm on Instagram right now, as a matter of fact. But what I want to do is check out my my website and see what it looks like. So, Red Cat Racing, they have some nice bashers and crawlers. I have one of the crawlers right there, the orange one, the Red Cat. I filmed it, but I haven't edited it up yet. But anyway, great budget crawler. So it's got portal axles, it's big, it's good size, all the things the big money crawlers have, but for like $200 less, easy. So, and they also have some bashers and stuff. So Red Cat Racing. So I have seen them on Instagram. I know who they are. Horizon sells some of their products as well. There's a handful of distributors who do. But I reached out to them in DMs, which is how business gets done in 2020. And I mentioned something about affiliate program, and they didn't have one at the time. And then they did. So I got on board. When did you get a new shredder, Jansen? Or are you saying they got a new one? Yeah, dude, check out my Red Cat through Pilot Ryan Media. I'm gonna actually check it out right now. I had my web guy, Mr. Wendell Farley, put on the new affiliate. So, watch this. PilotRyanMedia.com. Yeah, there it is. Let's see this new brand on here. Hey, like it. Takes you right there. Anybody into crawling wants the big 1/10 scale crawler but doesn't want to spend $500, you can spend $250 and get, here, let me show you this one. One like this that's already got like roof rack and goodies and stuff on it. I mean, they're nice trucks. Red Cat. So yeah, I'm gonna do some more. I'm actually, they have some drift cars too that are such a hot item they seem to never be in stock. So I'm gonna get a couple of those Thunder Drift cars as soon as those are available. Anyway, Bixby. So anyway, that's what's up with Red Cat. So, you know, another affiliate partner to the Pilot Ryan Network. So that's what's up. Ken Dodson picked up the Habu after your video. 50 plus flights. Love it on 4S. Yeah, dude. It's a good time on 4. That plane was fun. You guys can tell when I'm surprised by him. I'm surprised by that. And I knew they were touting it as a good first plane for some, and that was not going to be received without scuttlebutt amongst the ranks. So that's exactly why I put it in the hands of a beginner. And he worked it out. Yeah, I'm done for now. Let me know when Spencer leaves. Nice. Oh, goodness. Weaver. Yeah, I like them. And you can't see the body clips or anything. When I fly a plug and play, what Spectrum receiver do I install? Futaba. Just because that's what I can't recall putting a Spectrum just regular standalone receiver in something for a long time. I think I did buy one of the new antenna-less deals. I don't even know what it is. It's the AR620. And I bought two, and there's only one there, so I must have put one in something. I don't know what, though. Maybe... I have no idea. There's stuff at the shop, too. I really don't know. Actually, I might have gave it to Bobby. Not being funny. I really prefer the Bynum flies. So, when it's a Bynum fly, here's the deal. If I'm doing a Spectrum receiver that's not one that's already in it, because I just don't want to learn how to program the stuff, I'll buy a regular receiver, whatever regular receiver they have, that doesn't require programming. So I'll fly, no AS3X. The big 29 Scott Settle, what is that AR12120? Is that a big deal? Honestly, I think any Spectrum thing you put in will be fine. People seem to talk about the new one or the stuff without antennas to be careful with where you put them, but otherwise I wouldn't have any qualms about it. Steve A says he's buying himself a DX8 Gen 2 for Christmas through PilotRyanMedia.com. Awesome. Holy smokes. Jeff says that Allie was getting 160 miles an hour with a 1010 prop on the V1200. And Dennis Farley's he's not with us tonight. My condolences go out actually to his family. They're all together as a family right now, dealing with something. Yeah, I'm sure it's not. Even Dave Marshall can do it, right? Actually, it's 100% what I would do if I was gonna program one. I would watch Dave's videos. And just like Wright's, I'd fast forward to the last 30 seconds in a landing. I'm just teasing. No, I love it. I love the Spectrum stuff. I have enough on my plate. I just don't want to learn how to do it. I feel like I made gyros famous with the Hobby Eagle stuff and then the Admiral gyros, and I had to make tutorial videos on those. So I'm gyroed out. So if I don't already know how to use it, like, I'm not into it. But I'd be glad to let someone else do it for me and then do it. So people say forward programming a lot. I don't even know what that means. He didn't say what brand of propeller. I almost would guess APC, yeah, as well. Mike's computer tips in the house. What's going on, dude? If I asked you if you had any computer tips and you would say no, I would say disingenuous. Boogeyman Brown, what's going on? 152, what's up with you? 136 viewers in here. Giving it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Do your thing. They had a tragedy, Papa Boozer, so they're together this weekend. not going to be Dennis like halfway apologize. Like, dude, you don't have to apologize for missing one of these. That's for sure. Dan Gonzalez says means you can program from the transmitter, right? I think that's a question mark. That's awesome, Mike's Computer Tips. I was like, yeah, Dennis, don't worry about it. Fred Barron, what's going on, dude? Every time I see your name now, I'm wanting to fly my P40. When I get a minute, I've got a couple of those exclusive uploads that are going to come up because I'm not going to put them out for the public consumption, but there's some pretty cool stuff in them anyway. Bobby and I formation on those P40s. It's the flight where I lost the spinner the first time. So that's another reason why I'm not going to put it up, because I wasn't very happy when I got down with it. I can't hardly see today. Know Your Joe. Smart chargers, smart batteries, I like them. And the auto discharge thing is super cool. I don't always... I have some of my batteries set up on the auto discharge and the rest of them just like regular. I like them. They're just as good as, anything else. They're not like hard to use or anything. Nothing too fancy about them. I'm trying to look at this. All right, Youngblood, see you. Forward programming. Yeah, Fred, it's going to be one of those members deals. You guys are like, what is he doing? One of these is silver. Anyway, if you get the chance, come up and fly with us. North Texas Air Modelers. I'd love to, man. I enjoy it when I go there. Y'all know how to treat a fellow right. There it is. There it is. Silver quarter. Listen to that. Can you tell the difference? Anyway. 64 and before on quarters and dimes. I'm not sure nickels is silver. Anyway. Yeah, man. Every time someone talks to me about the Spectrum stuff, I just shut it down because it sounds like more than I want to do. Download this, upload that, cable this, cable that. I do like the idea of being able to do it from your transmitter. What are you talking about, Jansen? What are you talking about, man? On my wall. John T, what's going on, dude? Your people in Shenzhen need to pay the phone bill. Gotta get out of Boston and move to Texas. New Zealand in the house. Yeah, silver's got a ring to it. 22. That 22 is awesome. Philip Borg, welcome to the channel, man. Thanks so much. So have you checked out the rest of the channel or just popping in on the live? Is that your first impression? If your live is the first impression, I'm sorry. Kenneth Booth, what's happening? I actually want to fly that some more. That's the new Inrunner one. BD Tennessee. Is there a benefit to having gyro Hobby Eagles separate as opposed to a all-in-one Admiral? For me, yes. I trust the Hobby Eagle. I do not trust the Admiral. People do. I don't. I had trouble. And the idea of a bad batch doesn't appeal to me. It's not that it's any... For me, that's my issue. But it's not that one brand of stabilization is better than the other. I mean, the idea of having it all in one thing is very appealing, which is why I really like the Spectrum stuff. I just don't want to... I just don't want to program them. I mean, Captain Mike used to do that, and he would tell me these horror stories about how long he spent doing it. Of course, that was back in the day. But I didn't want any part of that. The time he told me he was spending on these receivers, I would kill to have that much time to do anything else but that. So, nah, man, that's Bobby's F-16, Jansen. I gave it to Bobby. Yeah, Texas is so awesome, everyone's moving there, which is going to make it not as awesome. The open spaces is what makes it awesome, and the meat. And the people. There's a bunch of out-of-towners there, though. It won't be the people anymore. Oh, man, John T. Nice, Kenneth. I don't remember exactly. Jeff Jackson. Andy and I were just talking about lurkers as Andy lurks himself. Right? Sherman says stick with the 636. Yeah. You can miss me with most of that, man. I know how to work the Hobby Eagle, so I use them. And then I love the bind and flies. I mean, bind and fly could be in everything, and I'd be totally okay with it. And I'd never have to mess with it at all. The Cortex took me a minute, but boy, it's pretty dialed in once you get used to it. Well, it's the kind of thing that I want to do once and then never again. So I had a Cortex in that F-16, and then I actually have it sitting on the shelf to put in something else, but I don't really have anything else that needs a Cortex at the moment. Yeah, boss. But, man, I think... Oh, man. Yeah, there's some new products ought to be coming soon. But I think things just got more expensive with this current situation in the world. Air freight and all was pretty expensive already. He ain't getting rid of that F-16, Jansen. There's no doubt. I'd be mad if he got rid of that F-16. Because I gave it to him. I mean, no. I'd assault it if I thought he's... Well, I'd still have it if I thought he was going to get rid of it. I get it, Airvexed. I get it. I get it, man. I'm actually having a really good time exploring everything they offer. Like, I actually feel bad. See you later, Greg. Greg was there rocking an I Love RC shirt today, man. It's totally fashion forward of him. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. Checking out the Safe Select on stuff. I should have been always doing that. So I love the Mustang. I'm looking at it. I love the Mustang. I'm always looking for an excuse to take it back out. And so the one thing I didn't do was Safe Select. So I'm going to take out that big, bad, burly P51 1500 millimeter 6S Bad Mama Jamma and see what Safe Select is all about on it. Who, me, Tennessee? Because I make videos and people are trying to figure out what they want to like buy. So I want to show what it comes with and talk about it. I'm like a linguist. I'm like a radio control airplane linguist. So I put it up in the air and then I tell you what it tells me. And so I want to know what it's talking about with Safe Select. Because a lot of people appreciate it. If you look at the comment sections, there's a ton of folks who seem to really be into it. And also, like, Safe Select is going to allow anybody who wants to fly in crazy winds. Like, you wouldn't really use the Safe Select. If you're an experienced person, you wouldn't really use it at all. Except for takeoff and landings. You're not going to use it in the flying portion of the program. You know what I'm saying? But man, that ground loop Mustang, especially on grass, you're fine. But folks obviously like it. You know what I mean? And so, I'm a businessman too. It's like I said, I should have always been doing it. But because I don't need it, I haven't done it. So, but I've been using it lately, and you'll see everybody else start to do it. And they already have. But it's pretty impressive what it does and what it can do, and I'm learning it. And it really kind of what prompted me to do it was Beginner Joe. I'm going through the modes, the progressive modes, and that's really cool for someone who's trying to learn, but that's the planes that are very dedicated to being a beginner. So they got the beginner mode, intermediate, and expert mode. Well, there's some more advanced planes that have none of that, but they do have the Safe Select, which is basically like beginner mode or not. But your not is still AS3X. So oh yeah, like crazy ground loop. Interested in? Did you get the plug and play, Steve A, on the Habu? Man, watch my videos on it. You don't necessarily need GPS in the LAS. If you listen to us talk about what we're doing on the landing and make it happen, do it yourself, you won't really need it. You won't really need the LAS. I'm not even sure the LAS has ever been in stock yet. If it was, it wasn't for long. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you still have to fly these things. I mean, in safe, in beginner mode, I'm still given the same inputs you should give it. I think you have to pull up elevator and those things still, or you're just going to chunk them in. I mean, it's you still have to fly it, but I mean, really, above all, it does mess with the pitch a little bit. It doesn't necessarily, it's not really going to do your throttle for you, so to say. But it's going to keep your wings level as much as it can. As there has to be airspeed there for that to work. But a lot of people like it, so I can't discredit it. I mean, and if it's whatever's good for the hobby is good for me. You know what I mean? I like that. I've always wanted people to have success with it, so they can have fun with it. Isn't it cool to buy new planes instead of parts to fix what you have? I would say so. Yep, you can't adjust everything. And I fly them the way they come out of the box. So somebody who's brand new is not. They're going to be intimidated if they think they have to program something. Now, once they've had their first dose of, RC flying, that's when you tell them they got to pay for it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's got bank limiting. Yeah. I mean, that's what's so awesome about it on a windy day or even cross-windy day. It's like your hands are full on a cross-control landing. I mean, you're everything. Four channels. Keeping the ailerons level. You're going to have to work your rudder and your throttle. And your maintaining pitch should be. If you can eliminate the roll axis, all of a sudden it's really that much more enjoyable. You just really feel like you've kind of already set AOA, so you're just playing with throttle and kick rudder, and there you go. Yep. Yeah, Roy. I disagree, John T. I think it's good, all this drone tech for getting people into the hobby, but I would encourage people to wean off AS3X. I wouldn't. AS3X and safe are two different things. I would urge them to get off safe as soon as possible because you're going to muscle memory heavy hand. Because if you're flying it, use it as a tool. Takeoffs and landings. Once you can fly, it's just a safety net, right? If you fly around in safe, it takes all the stick you have to make it do what you want. And you can't roll it and things like that. If people can bring their planes home in one piece, it's cool. I mean, I can cook a bag of popcorn by hitting a button. That's awesome. I don't have to fire up like a skillet and the oil and everything else. My plane, my choice. Right. But yeah, I it's obvious people won't, but I tell everybody, beginner, to get off of that as soon as you can. Because really, muscle memory is what's going on. And you're going to learn that it takes all the input you have to make it do what you want. And then the minute you are flying somebody's plane that doesn't have that, you're like completely spooked, which will take you back a few steps. So you have to know. I think when people know what the technology does for them, they're less surprised when they see the effects of not having it. My guy did good with the Habu. I just gotta say. Good teacher, I suppose. It's still challenging, John T. I mean, you still gotta fly it. I mean, it makes it more enjoyable. I don't know. I mean, like, not everybody gets to pick, like, the perfect day to go out. You know, when it's windier than sin and I got to go get the work done anyway, like, I'm totally pumped when it's AS3X plane. You still have to fly it. You still have to coordinate rudder. You still have to do cross control. You still have to do everything. It's just a little guy in there who's watching the ball. You know what I mean? Who's smoothing it out. But yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody. Kenneth Booth, it's RC Pilots Lounge is the name of the Facebook group. And PilotRyanMedia.com is where all my affiliate partners are listed. So all of the famous RC brands, most, are on my website. And when you click through from the website, this channel earns commission. So when big new things come out that we're not working with those brands, we can still bring that stuff to you. Also, say I'm at my home office now, but like, you know, I'm sharing a warehouse space with BitGo, so I've got an office there. And I mean, all these things cost money. The website costs money. The apps to run the software costs, everything costs money. So clicks are free. John T doesn't use stabilization. I tell you what, when Bobby and I fly formation together, it's pretty sick, and it's even sicker when we've got AS3X in them. Jansen, second jet. So what's the first jet? Is what I would ask. Yeah, I wouldn't even try to. Safe is, you're right, Roy. Safe is not for old pro pilots. Old dog, new tricks. They don't need to learn those tricks. They're already flying. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's to welcome people into the hobby and hope they have success. It's hugely beneficial to the hobby as a whole, by the way. Whoa. I missed something, but yeah, the LAS is just for the, yeah, it is like the flare. And if you watch our Habu video with Beginner Joe, I showed him a good one, and then he had a good one too, and he did the same thing, flared it. What's that, Fred? What's that comment? A, not A. I don't get it. Yeah, when I've had safe select in planes that I've been demonstrating, if it's a crosswind, it's gonna land in the crab. I'm telling you, all it's doing is it usually adds a little bit of up, it seems like. And it lets them get really slow if you're not careful. But it locks in, not in a bad way. It feels okay. But the roll. But like, it's still coming in on a crab. I'm still kicking rudder to straighten it out. But I don't. Sometimes when you kick rudder to straighten out in a crosswind, there's a coupling. Either down nose or you're going to get something weird go on. Which is cool. You can learn that, of course. But man, it's enjoyable when you have one less thing to worry about. It's not for everybody. I just show. You pick what you want to do with it. It doesn't. It's cool. If you like it, I showed you how. If you don't, it's cool. After the E-flite Viper, what would be a good second jet? E-flite A10 or FMS Avanti? You're flying off grass, Hubert. Guys, rally around this question for a minute. I'm going to think about it. So, Hubert flies off grass. That's the longest name in YouTube history. Truth still matters. After the E-flite Viper, what would be a good second jet? Question is, and his choices are E-flite A10 or FMS Avanti. And keep in mind he's flying off of grass. Decent grass or not? I can't remember. The FMS Avanti is awesome, but it's a rocket ship. But what's cool about it is it'll take a wide array of batteries. But knowing that you have the Viper, the batteries that the Viper takes will more than likely also fit in that A10. Definitely work in the Avanti. I tell you what, they'd work also in the FMS 80mm Hawk, which is super dope. That thing takes a wide array of batteries as well, has nice suspension landing gear, end runner, good flight time, high visibility. It's 350 or so. Super scaled out, flies like a sport jet. Very, very nice jet. What batteries are you using, Hubert, in your Viper? Let's see. Steve, I don't want to lose this question. Can who fly without safe? Jansen. Steve-O, ask me that question again. I've lost it. What's up, Farmer Man? Thanks for that. Too bad it's Canadian money. Now I owe YouTube. I'm just teasing, man. Appreciate that, dude. Farmer Man in the house. The Farmers RC channel. You guys like having long names. 3200s. Yeah. You know what? For the batteries you have, those two that you put out there are pretty good choices. I think either's going to do really good. I definitely would. I kind of feel like the Avanti in a way, because I think it's going to take a little bit more abuse than the A10 in a way, because the A10's pretty stinking scale, you know. Yeah, because you're flying off of grass, I think the landing gear are going to hold up better off of the Avanti. You know what I mean? Just saying. I mean do you need the LAS for safe? Plus, I don't know in regards to the Apprentice, Steve A. I mean, you can. I don't think you need it. You need it if you want the thing to flare for you. Yes. But if you are willing to do that on your own, then you don't need it. But I'm not absolutely positive. That's kind of what I agree, right? I think so too. As much as I prefer the A10 on looks in a way, the Avanti will probably take more abuse. What's up, Kakaroto? FFWP, Brazil. Good to see you. SoCal 16, baby. I don't know what that means, but congratulations. Olsen, yeah, good question. I think a lot of us have run into that. And you already know the answer. Yeah, you said it. Got an AR blah, Z blah, Z blah. For my FMS 2000 Beaver, servo leads don't fit. Do they need shave down? Yeah. shave them down, give them a little slice with a carefully with a utility knife or something. Wright's new YouTube channel is called Mike's Remote Control Planes and everything that goes along with them and all dumb questions RC. Jeff Jackson says he uses sandpaper. Let's see. I did mention the BAE Hawk. I do wonder if the 3200 packs are a little too small for the BAE Hawk, though, is why I took it off the table. If Sean Gallagher's still around or anybody else who has experience with the FMS BAE Hawk, what do you guys think about the 3200? I think it'll still fly, but it's going to be like really almost too light. And then, of course, your flight times will suffer a little bit. Yeah, Farmer Man, I got loads of turbine footage over the last 2 days from the Fall Jet Classic down at Rosewood. It's going to be totally sick footage coming out over the next few weeks. And keep an eye on the HSD Jets USA YouTube channel as well. As a third party, I contribute on that channel also. If you've seen my HSD EDF videos, you'll also notice the locations are very similar in the shorter hype videos that are done on that channel. I get around. So, yeah. Be looking out at the HSD Jets USA YouTube channel as well. And Jeff Jackson, who's in the room right now, and actually so many times, it feels like on Saturday, is got some chops on editing as well. So the turbine videos that are already on that HSD Jets USA YouTube channel, I believe are almost all from him being the pilot and the editor, so producer as well. Hubert, Mike Kennedy says he's flying 3700 to 4500s in his Hawk. What's the flight time you're getting, Mike, on the 3700s? BD Tennessee 6002 heavy. For what plane, dude? For the BAE Hawk? No, it'll take it. Move it back. But my buddy's got 3200, so that's what we're talking to Hubert about right now. Jansen likes the Futura. It's a hot little plane. It's a hot little plane. It is a hot little plane. But again, I think he needs bigger than 3200 probably in it. All right, Noon. See you later. 3 minutes pushing hard on 3700, Mike Kennedy says on his BAE Hawk. With a 3700 Hubert. BD Tennessee, what are we talking about? Agree to disagree. It's like there's 10 conversations going on at once. Oh. Yeah. Sorry I missed it. Philip Borg, thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you so much, man. You guys, man, if you're new, keep coming around, man. We have a great time. We've done 117 Saturdays in a row. What in the world is wrong with me? I mean, a couple have been premieres, but for the most part, man. Mike Kennedy says he wouldn't go lighter than 3700. Yeah, I feel you. I would say, for me, my 3200s I would reserve for my A10 or the V1200 or what else did I put those in? I liked them in. Oh yeah, the MiG-29 from Arrows RC. Boogeyman Brown. I mean, that's about the truth. Never seen a bad flying hawk. That's true. Christopher Morgan says the Avanti does not need a gyro. I have one in it and don't have it set up. Which Avanti you got, man? The free wing one? The bigger the better, the tighter the sweater. The men depend on us. Wait a minute. No. Bigger flies better. Man, I can't believe that stuff comes with gyros. That's cool. I wonder how they work, how they are. Tyson, what's going on, dude? Yeah, hawks fly nice. I have flown the 90, the 70, and the 80, and I don't have the 70 anymore, and the 80's usually the first one. It is the first one I'll grab. Boss 223 says everything's out of stock, man. So is it a repaint or total re-kit? Bobby's checking in from the 70s. He says, hey, all you cool cats and kittens. He's got the free wing Avanti, yeah. That one, it's just a great size, great wing loading. It flies a lot easier, more gentle than the FMS one. I mean, the FMS one's dynamite, but it's smaller, so higher stall speeds and stuff. Hey, BitGo Bobby, a.k.a. Carol Baskin, says John T. Corey Hardy says, next purchase 8S free wing 90mm f4. Nice. Orchestra Nation says hello to BitGo Bobby. Hangar 51 in the house. He's got quite an electric personality, if you know what I'm saying. BitGo Hobby Bobby. You got to check out the BitGo Hobby YouTube channel as well. It's our man Bobby K behind the curtain on that channel. Hangar 51, which Avanti crashes best? The free wing Avanti 3 times or the FMS Avanti not yet? Awesome. So what next? It's 10:30. What next? Orchestra Nation, I worked my stinking butt off since 2012 on YouTube like it was my job. And so after all that time, you kind of accidentally become established. And so that's what's up. These companies like the community. I don't really think it has a whole lot to do with me, except I'm just the conduit with which the obsession is shared through the cyber bits of online engagement. That's how. I just go hard. I started off in magazine and just do stuff like that, man. Steph Mon, new to the hobby, enjoying the info. Thank you from Hawaii. Yeah, hey, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, all you new folks, because we put out loads of content over here. And anything new over the last handful of years, like we've done it in the foamy world of airplanes. So, yeah, I mean, it's like a dream come true. I mean, I'm a super fan who's had some opportunities and ran with them. You know what I mean? That's exactly what it is. Most of us all have, regular jobs, and we do this thing on the side because we're just like, we love it. And I figured out YouTube kind of by mistake because in between flying, I want to fly all the time, but you don't get to fly all the time if you have responsibilities and things and you're not retired yet. So what do? You obsess over it with your friends online. So that's kind of what I've been doing. And then I was watching videos years ago, and these guys were doing product videos. I'm trying to decide what I wanted to buy, and they're either cutting the landings off or they're only doing one, or it's just like. So I started a channel with my buddy Captain Mike, and we decided to do lessons for people because we had taught people in real life. So we thought, well, let's put these online. We'll see what we can do, and then also let's make videos that we want to see, because the companies that we're watching aren't showing us what I want to see, which is multiple landings, touch and goes, talk to me about it, show me where you put the battery, all the stuff that like we've been doing now for a long time, and people kind of are inspired by that and start channels or learn from those things and have success. So I think the whole hobby does really good when they figure out. There's a lot of armchair professionals on the forums, but when you figure out who, just because you listen to a source of information doesn't mean you have to do what that information person says. And we've never treated our methods as the absolute way to have success. We just simply share what works for us, take it or leave it. But the track record after a while, flying hundreds and hundreds of planes successfully, it pays off, you know what I mean? So that's the deal. I mean, hopefully this isn't... Really watch the videos, because I probably sound like a smug, cynical son of a gun sitting here sometimes. Sometimes I'm super exhausted like tonight. But watch the videos, because we have a great time with them. And we really, I think... talk to the viewer. Like, we're aware of people watching them, and really try to share what we're reading from these things. Wayne Lee 630, what's up? BK Wilson says hi. Is he in here, dude? No way. Is he in here, Dad? Haha. No way. Seriously? Let me see. I gotta catch up. Well, hey back to him. Hey back to him. Oh, thanks, Fred. Know your Joe. See you later. Ah, you're nice, man. I obviously need this. I mean, why else would someone work so stinking hard? I do not have a rudder laying around I could throw at you. A rudder to what? Oh, awesome, Philip. Cool. Yeah, I'll sleep when I'm dead, JT83. Thanks, man. Oh, okay. Yeah. He still got a bunch of rentals, Pops. Paul Kennedy, what's going on? Tell BK I said hi too, man. Those guys were tremendously crucial in my life. That family. Good to see you, Wayne. Yeah, man. BK, I tell you what, every now and then there's somebody in your life who will deal with all the shit you give them. The Wilsons were that family. I put them through hell. I was young when I worked for them. They had rentals. And I did good work. I mean, they got a good deal out of it. But, you know, I had no responsibilities. And you could tell by looking. It was just me rolling solo, pretty low key. But I'd always get it done, but it was just always on my time. And but they put up with it. So I learned how to fix almost everything on a house, properties, rentals, working for those guys, and I'm like so appreciative, actually, that they put up with me, because sometimes there wasn't much else to back me up. Yeah, Dad. Thanks, man. Me too. Um, yeah, it's crazy, Francis. It's awesome. 4 and 6S on the Carbon. Yeah. So when you guys do 4S on those 6S birds, are you having to bind it up different? Or recalibrate the ESC or what? You know, it's funny. I just got to go on with the Wilsons. So it's a family of guys, right? It's the dad, who my dad's talking about, and I met them because the youngest son, you guys, who cares? But it's my show. The youngest son came to my school. We met when we were 7 years old. We became best friends. 2 older brothers, sportos, older brothers too. So like we're like 7 and they're like in high school, like about to be going to college kind of stuff. So really didn't jive at that age. But I had never seen that kind of situation, that kind of house. And so we're friends forever. And then, you know, time goes by, Navy, get out. I'm back home. These guys have rentals. I'm older. One of the brothers has a mortgage company. The other one's a graphic designer. And then the dad, besides having rentals, is a graphic designer. And then my buddy, best friend, worked at the mortgage company too. So 2 of those guys worked at the mortgage company. They had rentals. Dad was in real estate as well as a graphic designer, all this stuff. So I'm just like fully immersed in their thing. I'm fixing properties for all of them. I'm hanging out at a mortgage company. I'm learning a whole lot of stuff about real estate. And, you know, it finally came time. I learned how to fix all this stuff. And it finally came time for, I had an opportunity to buy a house like super cheap, needed everything. And I was off the grid for so long, I really didn't have any kind of credit or anything like that established. So, but these guys, they're mortgage brokers. So they can put you on the right path, tell you what you need to do. Nobody gave me anything. I just had some guidance, you know what I mean? And laid it out for me, gave me something to follow, something to aim at, and, you know, worked it out. And so I just super thankful because I wouldn't have went and sought out help any other way. But I was just like immersed in that. And so it was kind of easy fit. And it was time for me to like roll the dice and quit flying by the seat of my pants and like put a root down a little bit. So yeah, I bought my first house for real cheap, and they've been my mortgage brokers ever since. But yeah. Tell them, Dad. I high back in the biggest way possible. Good times. Boss, you got some rentals, dude. Yeah, I sold my Muncie house last summer. And honestly, time is the hardest thing to come by. If I had more time, I would do a YouTube channel on totally fixing up properties. I swear to goodness. Yeah, determination is a good one. Refusing to lose, or when you lose, like milking it for all it's worth, so you actually don't lose, you win. You learn something. Good, I've had great men in my life, man. I mean, here's one of them in here with me right now. All inspiring. Craftsmen. You know, I've never, ever had a doubt about the power of what hands and heads can accomplish in a tangible world. Physically, you know what I mean? Like making things happen out of nothing. Out of a wheelbarrow full of sand and water. I mean, just making things happen. Even if it's just seems like it's not a big deal, making things happen. Getting in the flow and grabbing some. Love it. Guys, I can't believe, you know, when I started this live stream business, I was like, man, I'm a little bit nervous to not just do the videos like I do, because folks are going to get more of me than they bargained for. And the fact that folks are still hanging out and coming around is pretty wild to me. Yo, Test Pilot Tim. Dude, did you change your name? Or have you always been Test Pilot Tim? You got a silver, logo by your name, so you've been with me for a minute. Ah, Jansen, nice. Yeah, Boss 223. There's a few things I refuse to do on properties. Like, I'm kind of maybe snobbish on the materials. Like, I will not install linoleum. I will not install carpet. I'll hire that kind of stuff done, but I'll set ceramic tile and lay hardwood all day long. I don't really want to do roofs anymore, but I've done them. I'd rather not. So finish works, what's up? Really, a lot of drywall. I hate painting. Actually, I used to always paint, but I really kind of like framing in. I like the big stuff, taking walls out, putting beams in, things like that. I like that. I like making 3 rooms into one big one. That's kind of my favorite stuff. My wife has had new kitchens everywhere we've been because I've bought fixer-uppers, because it's the only way I could get her in the house that she wanted, in the neighborhood that she wanted, and be able to afford it. So I've bought foreclosures and kind of estate sales, as is kind of situations, and fixed them up, man. I've done some of that stucco. The new stuff, what do they call it? Drive it or something? I did the, funny story. I did the brown coat, right? So the mortar base and the mesh. I did fancy porches, columns and stuff for this guy who was contracted on actually one of this family's boys, the president of the mortgage company's house. They were building a house on the golf course kind of deal. Nice front porch, big entry, columns. And wintertime under a tent, kerosene, smells like turbines, but not as much fun. And nice, Jansen. And so the contractor was kind of dragging his feet, and the homeowner, my buddy, he's like, do you need help, to get, I know a guy, do you need help to get this done? And, yep, Structilite. I use that stuff when I'm repairing plaster, but I want to make it look like the old plaster. Structilite in a minute. So, man, the guy who owned that stucco business, he had 2 other folks working with him. It was like a recently married husband and wife. They had been married before. I'm not dissing, but it was like the creepiest, cringiest, swingerist kind of innuendo crap going on like all day. Ugh, it was the worst. I was so glad to get done with that one, man. But like on my house in Muncie, Jansen, I know it's an airplane show, whatever. Ask me an airplane question, but until then, I'm gonna keep going. So my house in Muncie was built in 1894. I sold it last summer, and when I ran new wiring, because it was knob and tube, the trim, the base, all the moldings are like big, cool oak. It's painted, but it's still oak, and it's big and tall, cool profile and millwork, And I'm like, I am not taking off all this trim, so I have to put up new drywall and like new trim that doesn't look near as good. So when I ran all this wiring and stuff, and by the way, it's mortise and tenon beams, so they're like 8-inch beams instead of like sill plates for drilling through and running wire and stuff. JT83, see you later, man. So I would bust out you know, these are real 2x4s too, but I would bust out and cut out real nice, like a big square chunk where the outlets were going to go. Plenty of room to work. And since I had to drill through these monster beams, like plenty of room to get the work done and fish the wire up. And then I would put, it was wood lath and plaster, you know what I mean? And plaster is really not all plaster. The first layer of it is a brown coat of like usually mortar. Sometimes there's horsehair in it. And then a thin layer of plaster. So if you ever break a plaster wall, like most of it's gray, and then there's just a tiny bit of white. That's the plaster, the finish coat, right? So I would put wood lath back after I did all the electric work. Wood lath back, you know, nailers and all. Wood lath back. And then I would do, instead of using mortar like they used, I would use the Structilite. And I would, you know, trowel it in, get it flush with the wall. And then I would like mesh tape around it. And instead of plaster, I'd skim coat joint compound, and it looked like, it's like scale, right? So it's like a historic home built out of plaster. I'm doing like scale repairs. And sometimes I'd plug in a big, if it's a big opening, because I jacked up the floors in that place 3 inches. So stuff was breaking out all over the place. Some of the big ones, you know, you break out all the loose stuff. Some of the big ones, I was like, I just plug in a big old piece of drywall in it. And then Structilite around the drywall, bring it up to flush, knock it flat, mesh tape it, joint compound, skim coat it, look like a plaster repair. It was awesome. Orchestra Nation, don't worry about it. Somebody does every weekend. Yeah, I did my first love on real estate was downtown buildings. So my first, probably the first skill I knew on the trades was mud work. Drywall work, mud work. We were skimming out plaster walls in downtown buildings. Ceilings are like 14 feet tall. Love those old buildings, you know what I mean? And a lot of times we were scraping off 100-year-old wallpaper first. But that plaster, you just soak it. It didn't matter. And that paper would come off pretty easy. Hangar 51. My favorite transmitter is number 1. James T. It went on real easy for me. Y'all talking about paint? That's cool. It's my fault. The tool guy. I worked for myself forever, fixing properties. And then I met my wife, and it just wasn't cute anymore to be so bohemian. So I got a steady job at Lowe's, which was really easy because I already knew where everything was. I'd been shopping there for years. Philip Borg, thanks for coming by, man. See you next time. Take care of those little kids, dude. See you later. Welcome to Home Repair. I know. If I had more time, I'd do another channel, I swear. I'd buy a property just to do another channel with. Figure that'd be sick. I mean, the way I've got airplanes figured out, wouldn't it be neat if I was getting tools and materials? And you fix the property on it, and the videos, I mean, monetize your life. More night timber. Yeah, I got rid of that one. Kenneth Booth, a lot of us have probably used joint compound to fix airplanes. Vinyl spackle, all that stuff. Ha, boss. Yeah, dude. Yeah. This house, I mean this basement, I haven't done anything with, but I laid a bunch of hardwood up here. I've shiplapped parts of the place. It's a good arrangement, man. You know, I was talking a little bit about work hard, play hard the other day, and you know, happy wife, happy life. Yeah, I like the lightweight spackle on foam that doesn't shrink. Nice segue. Makes a lot of sense, right? From Pilot Ryan to this old house. Caleb, what's happening? It wet sands very well too. What? I missed it. I mean, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Oh, it was a joke. No, I mean, it's true. Like, that's some of that's great for filler. You're not going to use Structilite, but you know, guys, I'm having some gummy bears. So yeah. So Corsair, I mean, I'd like to know a little bit more about your situation, but for the most part, my default would be, yeah, it's okay. But it depends on the plane. So if it's E-flite, FMS, Dynam, you can plug the lights in directly to the receiver or into an extra channel or, you know, like a Y off of something. But if it's Freewing or Flightline, they need to go into the blue box or you'll burn the lights out. But it's not going to be, I mean, you're not going to lose your plane over it. Yeah, Bob, for real. You know, I went away, I mean, guys, I was out of town for the last 2 days. I came back a day early. You know, wives like that. Especially when you got a bunch of little kids. Oh, dude, Jansen, I can't wait to play with it. What lights did you buy to put in it, Corsair? So what light kit is it, is the next question. What are the lights from? You ought to be able to plug into the bind port. Ha! You met your wife there too? Man, when I was fixing up that Muncie house, I ain't talking about who's talking about eating healthy? Not me. I said I'm eating some gummy bears. Kenny talking about eating healthy. You should ask the guys at the hobby store because, you know, I don't, if they're, like I said, I mean, by brand, I kind of know what's up. But I don't know if your random lights will work. Here's the thing, like, if they were Freewing lights, they would work for a minute and they would shine really bright and then they would burn out. But I don't think it would kill your plane. But the hobby shop guy ought to be able to help you find an answer because if I don't know the brand, I don't think I can do much. For real, Fred, way to go. I'm ready to find me a nice car. I'm going to get a nice vehicle or trailer and vehicle. Roy. Was drinking that Diet Coke crap. Like got aspartame in it. No wonder he's short. Yeah, Imperial. I think I know what you mean. Like, if you have a 90 millimeter X fan and then a 90 millimeter double X fan, you think you'd be able to put it in the other plane, but you can't. A lot of times they're bigger. A Tahoe, huh? I've had a van. Yeah, I mean, my fear would be burning out the lights. You know what I mean? Right, so that's not good advice. I bought a set from Hobby King. Nothing you could do that way is going to be good advice. No, I'm just teasing. I bought a set from Hobby King. 10 lights go into a central box, and from there, one wire to what? X? RX? Not sure what brand. Yeah, Caleb. I'm surprised. I mean, there's got to be. I'm surprised there's not a B25 besides the LX one. And the old FMS. And old HSD. Yeah, you only got to learn that once, Bravo, and then you're like, you're never going to do it again. I don't know why it's like that. I mean, the FMS lights and the Dynam lights, you plug it into whatever, and they're great. I always used to use the FMS SkyTrainer 182 light package. Mike and I both would put those in everything. Hey, welcome to the crew, Jansen. Escalade. Escalde? Escalde is like what they call the golf carts people drive around in your swinger village in Florida. But an Escalade is what you get and then drive to the laundromat when you want to flex. You got a nice ride, but your priorities aren't quite in order. So you got to go to the laundromat still. Just saying. Yeah, Imperial. I hear you. Chip Mitchell, that's a good question. I would say it's got to be really good grass to get the E-flite F-18s off of. Just the truth. Just the truth. Got to be good grass. Welcome back, Motown Philly. Where's your wrench? If you get a wrench, then you lose your green name. Well, you don't get a wrench anyway unless we've met. Or worked together in some capacity. Suburban. Those things are huge, right? Range Rover. What I want, I won't end up getting. But I kind of want... the new Bronco. And the Gladiator Jeep thing grows on me too, but yeah, Dad, you got a new truck. You're like me, man. 2006. I think, I don't know what my car is. I think it's a 2005, and it's the newest thing I've ever had. Yeah, your truck looks sick. I gotta get something. I gotta get something. And we get the lake effect, so I kind of want 4-wheel drive. And dude, the Bronco has like all these, it's like a toy. It's got different roofs, different doors, different stuff, and like a crawler gear. No kidding. The new Bronco, it's not out yet, but it will be. I don't know what they cost. I can't afford them. I want somebody to like get one and then crash it and take it back, and then let me buy it like used. As is. Nice, Rage. GB's up in here. James T loving the E-flite F-15. Yeah, I got rid of the wrenches because somebody who shouldn't have screwed me. So it's the criteria is I've worked with you in some capacity. or we've met in person, which is still horse shit. I mean, it's still too many. But pretty much that's it. So, like, for instance, like, I've worked with GB Lennon, so he has a wrench. But, like, when I'm in his show, I don't have one. So it's kind of like that. It's a give and give, or take and take situation. Ryan would put wings, props, and guns to make it look like a bear cat. Right said, got a new car too. He got tired of filling the steam engine with water. Thanks, Michael Sherman. Good to see you, man. I'm watching my felony. I know you're trying to leave, Sherman. I'm watching my felony footage, and I'm like, I know you want to see it, and I'm like, I want you to see it. And I'm just like, I'm being so picky right now. But it's like, I'm going to get a gimbal. I'm going to get some kind of gimbal or something for this stuff, man, because I want the smoothest footage on the Surface stuff, especially for the down low deal. For real, Fred, I'm not stupid. I mean, I might be, but not on that. New cars cost ridiculous money. Like, let someone have it for a year and bring it back. Then I'll go for it. Yeah, Hangar 51. For the reason you have one in my show is just straight pity, really. Just sympathy based upon, so many factors, actually. That's not true. Kenny is my, like, punching bag. Kenny's the best, dude. I can hear him laughing, too, man, I swear. From here. You guys gotta watch. I'm gonna shout him out for the abuse he takes. If you haven't, the stream's all week long, guys, and I'm not gonna tell you who it is. But on Thursday night, Hangar 51, who's in the chat right now, he does a stream that, don't worry about missing it, because if it's Thursday, chances are you'll be able to catch it. Because he goes all night long. That's what she said. Nah, when it's that, he says 5 minutes is max. But, yeah, what? Spirit animal? Who, Kenny? Kenny's my spirit animal. Jansen, what are you talking about, man? What? Oh, don't start any of that. I'm afraid to ask why. Why not buy from them? I say get what you want. You know what I mean? Like I do. Like I'm looking at the Big 29 right now. You guys are the sponsors. You know what I mean? Of the Big 29. That's too bad. When they have something I want, I'm getting it. I mean, that's just what it is. I got you, Philip. How old's the little man? Yeah, I've been hearing that lately. Usually, yeah, I kind of don't want to know. But, usually, if customer service isn't good, it's because there's a morale issue culturally in the gym. So that's what up. Yeah, Imperial RC Works. I don't know. You'd have to ask Jansen. It's nice. The E-Flite F-18 is sick. We've done videos on the gray one and the Blue Angel, and we've got more Blue Angel to come. Bobby and I both have one. So that's what's up. Yeah, the pitching camp was just kind of a one Saturday deal. So I don't know. I don't think there's any more. It wasn't a huge thing. So it's not like a big weekly endeavor, but it went really good. It was awesome. Right now, he's got soccer will be over soon, and then wow. And then my kid's done theater for years, actually. He's like 9. I don't know why. He's only grown up with a dad who's been goofing in front of the camera his whole life. But, like, seriously. But he's just... yeah, Rage, you looking to buy a new plane? We'll talk about it in a minute. What have you been flying? What are you shopping? What are you looking at? Yeah, so my boy, he's in a real legit production. What is it called? It's the one with Scrooge. What's that one called? Is it A Christmas Carol? I think it is. Yeah, my kid's got like songs and speaking parts. He's Tiny Tim. And he's got a couple roles. He's like ensemble, which is like some probably singy choiry deal parts. And then he's Tiny Tim, and he's young Ebenezer. Yeah. He's a trip. And he's like stud baseball dude. So, yeah, man, that's what he's doing now. So, even if pitching camp was happening, this thing, it's a big sacrifice, between me and his mother, getting him to rehearsals. It's a big deal. Yeah. GB, he can. He makes movies at the house all the time. Directs them, acts in them. They're usually all kind of Star Wars based. I call it Sunroom Production Company because usually she'll shut them in the sunroom. It's kind of big. And I put new floor in there, so it's nice now. It used to have ratty carpet. But I put some hard stuff in there. But that VCT stuff. But yeah. So Sunroom Productions... He's making movies, and he's using like the iMovie templates. So they'll make these trailers, these movie trailers all the time, like little kids playing, movies. He's assigning parts, and everybody gets into it. There's tons of costumes and stuff. TV's really at a very limited. We watch. The kids don't even know what network television is because there's Netflix and streaming services. So it's like. We get a pick, and that it's always appropriate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's something else. Jansen Herring says he's getting the new E-Flite F-18 next through PilotRunnerMedia.com. Thank you for that. And the new FMS Banshee fan. Sick! Oh, Kenneth, you ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. Rafe. Even before he was born, dude. It's like, my last name's Ramsey. So it's like you say Rafe Ramsey. Like, you get swole. You know what I'm saying? You get swole. Like, I wonder if that's how it was for me. Ryan. It's not quite the same as Rafe. I don't know. I'm impartial, I suppose. But, he's something else. The dude wants to... when you're little, you want to be everything. You know what I mean? But, like, he's been wanting to be an actor for a while. And I catch him every now and then talking about this famous BS. I'm like, no. You don't want for that. That's just the byproduct of what happens if you're good at something. If you want for that, it's hollow. It's meaningless. Kenneth Booth. You got the P39, man. Are they back in stock now at Horizon, or did you get the? You got the 1.2, right? Yeah, Fred. I think it's great to make them well-rounded. You know what I'm saying? Playing sports but being arty. I really think that's a good look going into your life. Hopefully well-rounded. I missed something there. I miss a lot of things. It's cool. 1.2. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look, actually. It usually takes a minute to show up, but thanks. Did you get it at Horizon? So they're back in stock. That's cool. It's one of those things, man. I don't. You are gonna love it. It's a great plane. James T, can you hand launch an Arrows MiG-29? You probably can, with the right help. Those flat ones are where you hold it at. Is my question. You get it at Horizon, Kenneth? Jordan, that's no kidding. I already told him his first paying job is going to be, I'm going to put his butt to work. Like when he's 12, 13. Yeah, I want him running the camera and I'll have him do stuff. He's still so little, he thinks he can do. He'll see special effects in movies and want to figure out how to do it. It's like, well, you're not gonna do that. You know what I mean? Tower Hobbies. Yeah, no, I don't see that because I don't get a commission with Tower Hobbies. Yeah, Motion doesn't sell E-flite anyway, Kenneth. They wouldn't have it. They wouldn't have it. Imperial, that's fantastic. I'm going to look at Horizon right now. Let's see. Red Cat. No. RC Airplanes. Yeah. We kind of make our kids save money. No worries, Kenneth. Jansen, it definitely would be. Yeah, they're still back ordered at Horizon anyhow. So good for you to find one. Nothing wrong with working. Nothing. It's good for you. It's a gift to be able to work. Those old crazy cliches that you got sick of hearing when you were a kid make a lot of sense when you get some age on you. Idle hands, idle minds, being playthings for the old dark one is no joke. Brady Ornat, man, what's up? Good to see you, dude. Yeah, I made it back, man. I got back in time to grab a. Actually, man, I like Jersey Mike's so much that I didn't eat the whole way home. I grabbed a bag of peanuts when I got gas, and I was like, man, I'm waiting until I get home because I want a Jersey Mike's. And that's the end of it, and we made it. You guys who were here earlier in the show when I was talking about the 15-year-old flying the paint off of this stuff, that's him right there, Brady Ornat. Fantastic young gentleman who can really, really fly and is just a stand-up dude. Good to see you, man. It was great to see you guys at the show too. Captain Photon, what's up, dude? For real, Steve A. You got to do something. Flying and driving. Thank you for that. He says he just ordered the Arrows Bigfoot for his first RC. Going to be a real pilot turned RC pilot. Thank you. Your reviews helped in making the decision. Appreciate that, man. P39's back ordered till 10/16. So folks should be seeing those soon, and the V1200 a week later. The one curse of being able to do the new products is that you get very many people excited to about the new products, and they click the link in the description, which earns commission for some of us YouTubers, which is great. But the planes, when they're new, they're not available yet. They're on the way. So I'm driving traffic to an empty shelf space, basically. It's kind of a bummer. So if I enticed you with the V1200 work that I did, when those things come back, or whenever anything comes back, go to PilotRunMedia.com and get to where you're going. Work is good for you. I used to think my grandma was crazy for saying that, but it's absolutely good for you. It's about esteem. It's about things they don't want us to have. I'm not going to start on this. But like self-esteem, self-reliance, things like this. Mind your own damn business. You don't need a big government. All these things. It's written into the document, man. I mean, the Constitution speaks to it. But we're not going to go there. Airvexed? I don't know. I don't know. Brady, there'll be some videos of Brady flying the big F-16, and I think I got a full flight of you on that big 1/5 scale BVM F-16, and most of, if not all, on the F-86 as well. Wait till you see. Yeah, work should never be evil words, Fred, but you're right. But I refuse to accept that, because folks who have a bloody clue know better. So yeah, man, he's yeah. So I think I have videos of like Wheels Up, Wheels Down on those two. Definitely loads of clips too. Yeah, man. Great hospitality at the show. Yeah, the dude can fly. It's fun to watch. Yeah, Steve A. That's the thing. You know, they were new. And so when everything I get to do new for Horizon, which is a blessing to get to do, you drive traffic and you can't convert the sale. Retirement, I'm sure, Kevin Farros, isn't that bad either. And definitely no diss on that. The retirement is a byproduct of a life that knew what work was. So we're in the same boat. We're in the same boat, man. It's fist bump city. So, yeah. No diss on that. I did my retirement early, like 20 to 30. I only got 10 years. Yeah. So now I get to work the rest of my bloody life, but that's okay. Choices. Nobody did that. Nobody made me do that. I'm accountable for my own decisions. Everyone is, whether they want to believe it or not. 11:30. Yeah, Brady, it's gonna be sick. I'm gonna have to check out the. I really want the videos of these things on the BVM website, like embedded in there. I mean, I've done it a lot of other places, have my videos, other websites, just right off the YouTube channel. That way a company doesn't have to buy the content outright. If they want to use it to represent the product, they just have to want to use it and put it simply on their website. And the views and everything are still mine. But then there's a piece of content that shows what the product can do in the hands of people who know how to fly them. Oh man, Bobby Anash. I hope I didn't butcher your name. Thanks for coming by, dude, and appreciate that comment. It's very nice. We kind of run the gamut over here, and you could probably, if you stick around a little while, figure out kind of how I line up. But I try not to go there too much. But Air Marshal in the house. Don't worry about it, Brady. The time will come. So for me, with these videos, there's no reason to talk until the videos are able to be viewed. That's when decisions can be made. And especially with busy people, you don't want to bother busy people with talk when there's nothing to show yet, regardless of it being video or really anything else. So my thinking is, so many people in this life, all they do is talk. So to differentiate yourself from those who just talk, to actually have a product is a great foot in the door. So I'll get these videos made, and then we'll let him see them, and they'll be on my channel, and then if he wants to embed them, it's just simple. It's almost like dragging a link, copy and paste. His web people can do it, just like everybody else does. I got videos at Hobby Zone and all over the place, but still links right. Yeah, still links right to the channel. So if they want to do that, if they want video. I know a guy who does video, I guess is what I'm saying. And I've got really good video of you guys flying this stuff. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. France, I want you guys to fly me out in the winter to somewhere nice and warm to document y'all at a place. Video production. Let's do this. Thank you, Francis. Thank you, man. Yeah, Brady. We'll get it. We'll get it when the time is right, man. When the time is right. Patty is ultimately who you'll need to talk to, Ryan, at BVM. Cool. I think once the videos are floating around, they may be, we'll put them out there and watch the world react to them, and then she can see the kind of, you can kind of vet out the benefit in the comment sections in a way. Do they already have video of everything else, Brady? Is that why? I got a good one on the Renegade, dude. I got a good one. I'll do that one first. I wanted to do that one first anyway. It was like the biggest one there. Except for that, George, you told me whose SU-30 that was. Skymaster? Man, that thing was huge. Patty's the boss. Was she there? Nice, Kenneth. Yeah, need to figure out an excuse. I always need an excuse. Just like I need an excuse to fly that Mustang again, I'm going to put the Safe Select into it. I'm going to bind it up for that. I'm going to do it into the Cub, too. Steve A, appreciate that, man. Skymaster. the BVM jets are really nice looking. What's up, Guniac? I got you, George. Yeah, right, Farmer Man. You see George's pics at on Instagram. Bob Turner, I do fly year round, but most people don't. We have winter, we have snow, and then what that means is when you have a break in the weather, you take advantage of it. Or I have gone out of town. I've done video work in Texas during the winter a time or two, which is, yeah, Brady. I was so focused on footage, I didn't even think about it. I'm on my way home, and I'm like, why in the hell didn't I get some stick time on something? Because those things were awesome. Those things were awesome. And Big Fly's better. I've flown one of those guys. You know, you've seen the pattern guys at the field with the contra rotating props on those big pattern ships. I've flown one of those. But I mean, the big stuff just presents, and it looks like there's no doubt what it's doing, what it wants. You can just see it so well. Yeah, man, there were some F-18s there. There's a ton of BVM stuff. Yeah, I know. I'll get it one of these days. Yeah, Francis, I'll fly my float planes in the winter or put some skis on something. I'll probably do some more bashing surface trucks in the winter also. Boomerang Sprint. Nice. Yeah, that's kind of what's neat about it, isn't it, Brady? It just it's like it locks it in on the descent, so you don't build up too much speed, I suppose. It just seems like it stays locked, you know. Yeah, the presence in the air on that stuff. Yeah. I did fly the AC 1500 on skis one time. F900EX. They are delivering 6Xs already. What do you mean, dude? What's that? 6X. You're not talking about the Atlas from FMS little crawler, are you? Right there. I got that little crawler from Horizon. They're in stock now. Farmer Man just started flying turbines 2 weeks ago, and in 2 more weeks we're going to see him fry up some eggs on one of them. Hooked. Yeah, I'm telling you. I can see why guys do it. I can see why guys do it. I'm going to end this thing in like 20 minutes, dudes. I say that all the time, but I'm gonna. Midnight will be enough. Midnight will be enough. I think somebody's got rehearsals tomorrow, actually. No, we don't want snow. I'll figure out getting out of town. It's actually a little easier for me to get out of town in the winter than in the summer. But I usually do 2 events in the summer in June, back-to-back weekends. Man up and fly 365. I'd love to fly 365 days of the year. Always a heli guy, says Steve A. Kenneth Booth, I drop smoke from my B-29. Makes big smoke. Oh. Sick. All right, George. That stuff is impressive, man. Grab a beer. I don't have any. I need to get some in the house. I've just been home a little bit. I mean, now a little longer, but I got home with 2 hours left before the show. I ate. The kids were watching the baby. I caught her before she went to sleep. And then the other 2 were watching like reruns on Netflix of like America's Funniest Videos or something. I couldn't stand that show when it was on the first time. but I find myself a lot of shaking my head, but also like laughing, you know. I mean, it is America's Funniest Videos or Home Videos after all. Joe Pellegrino, what is up? I don't have any of that here either. Nothing. One time I found an old bottle of wine in a box. It was probably skunked. But I think I killed a 10-year-old bottle of wine in a couple weekends here on a Zoom show. Yeah, man. They looks like somebody got hurt when you watch some of those. I can't wait for y'all to see the footage, man. It's I worked hard. I really did the best I could. I got it. I think I got it nailed down. And those things are pretty easy. I mean, they're big. They're easy to film. 10 and 3. Yeah, man. I got 9, 7, and 3.5. Martinis. Yeah, I don't have anything here. You like that, Bobby? That little citation? It's pretty nice, especially when you they're no good nose heavy, but boy, if you get it balanced right, it's a fun one. Okay, Steph Mon. Great question. I would totally go for a flight simulator. Real Flight 9.5 is out now from Horizon Hobby, and there's a few different packages. But if you don't have a controller from Spectrum already, which you may not, then I would go for the whole package, right? Where you get the controller and everything. I forget what it costs, but it's available at Horizon Hobby. I probably have a link in the description to Horizon Hobby, but if not, I definitely have the pilotryanmedia.com link in the description to this video. Click Horizon Hobby. Once you arrive at my website, it'll take you right there, and search for Real Flight 9.5. That's an affiliate link, but whatever it takes to get you there or anywhere, simulator's a good idea. And if you want to kind of see what the simulators look like in action, check out RC Air Marshal's YouTube channel. He does once a month. He's been doing a live Real Flight fly-in live stream, so you can see what it looks like with a bunch of folks flying together on the internet. But you don't have to do it like that. You can just do it, one-on-one yourself. And learn. It's like 180. Okay. Yeah, Steve A. Now, some of these airplanes come with a trainer edition of Real Flight. So, like, Steve A. bought the Habu, and he got the Real Flight Trainer Edition. Now, if you have the Real Flight Trainer Edition, it comes with that. $70 upgrade will get you the 9.5. So, yeah, I would definitely go for a simulator. And, a beginner plane as well. First Monday of every month on the RC Air Marshal YouTube channel. But yeah, you can see what kind of fun you can have on his channel. And of course, at Horizon Hobby, they should have some videos and stuff as well of the Real Flight 9.5 in action. So, yeah. I'm not going to... Let me see. The turbines get like 7-8 minutes or something, right? Yeah, you can get the Real Flight Trainer Edition only for pretty cheap. Yeah, it's going to be limited, and who's to say about any kind of controller? That's why I think Ready to Fly on the sim is the way to go too. Let's see. I'm actually going to look right now in